Yeah, I just found my Halloween costume. Oh, well, my name's Fox, and today I'm at Fox, and I just finished watching the... Actually, hold on a minute. Sorry, back. I don't think you really even see it. Well, you kind of can. Aslan, can't remember the Pokemon from Sun and Moon, and then Godzilla. Because that's way more... Actually, I have Crypto, but he's in the box. And like, it's like a primal Crypto. Anyways, I just saw the latest season of Kipo. Wait, and also I was looking for I was looking for the pink diamond shirt. I'm like, wait a minute. Kipo's known as the Purple Jaguar. I'm like, this works. But the latest season of Kipo, and the final season, I believe, which it matches with the ending in the last episode literally being called Age of the Wonder Beasts. But it continues pretty much. One, I love this season. Go watch it. I love this series. This series, I love Owl House. I really, really do. But, like, I think Kipo is probably my favorite. It's probably still my favorite. And again, I love Owl House. That is probably my second favorite animated show right now. Kipo is my number one favorite show. And I don't know, maybe it's because the colors are awesome. Whether it be up to Kipo being, like, pink and then, like, everything else in this world being bright. It might be that it's a post-apocalyptic story, which I really love, which a lot of times it feels like the world kind of needs an apocalypse to actually fix itself. Especially now. And, I don't know, this series, I think, is probably is just, like, my favorite animated series. Kipo's a likable character. The world is post-apocalyptic, but also can still, but also has, in a way, its own mysticism about it. Like, if they turn, like, mutants, like, this is a science thing of mutants, of Kipo becoming the Mega Jaguar into more of a mystical kind of thing, a mystical feeling kind of thing. And I like that. I love when, basically, you could say this is sci-fi in a sense. A sci-fi or post-sci-fi or something like that can also then bend into another genre and make itself, better. Shaman King is another series like that, though it goes the opposite way. It is mostly mysticism, and then you have the hint of sci-fi in there towards the end that it just makes the entire world it just makes it so good. And this is what this series is. This series is good one, and it mind you, the stories it tells is the kind of story it is. It's kind of not too different from certain other pink shows, but like, unlike this one, like, there's one off. This third season is the war arc. This is the war season. It takes place a few months after the last season. The humans all left because they're gonna go basically try to make the cure using the book that Kipo had found last season. Kipo, her mom, as well as her family and friends are all living at the Timber Cats place. And basically, this entire season, I don't want to go into every specific episode, but the entire season is basically humans want to go to war with mutes. Mutes want to go to war with humans. Kipo was like, can you guys stop? I'm trying to make the world better. And unlike, let's say, this one, like, it feels a lot more makes sense because it follows a similar ideas of kind of like predatish. God, I don't know how the hell I can't say the word right now. I can't remember. Not liking other races. Which, there's a joke, which I wrote down, which I love. Like, because basically they're trying to build a wall around the Timber Cats place because Kipo's building Hamufa, which is the Human Mute Ultimate Friendship Alliance. And basically, she's trying to bring the mutes together to help each other, so that way they can obviously defend themselves from the humans, and eventually, make friends with the humans as well. Humufa then in like the first bit of it, it's like her trying to get everyone together. Eventually, they get together when it's like, yeah, the humans are gonna try to attack us, and I believe at that point, oh no, the humans were capturing everyone. We're capturing people. Kipo had to go in, save them. Amelia's an a-hole, and like, look, she's trying to kill. He's like, what? No, you kidnapped my friends. He's like, well, yeah, where are they? He's like, well, I just set them free. God damn it. So Kipo had to basically, leave. Humans like, oh, Kipo's going rogue. Why would Kipo do this? And I do like that, like, her burrow and her family is like, I know Kipo. Why would she do this? Like, it's never like Kipo's evil. It's like, no, like I want to know why Kipo's doing this. It's like, the joke, right? What was the joke? Now I have to remember it. What the hell was it? Whatever. I'll find it. I know I written it down here somewhere. But yeah, like there's that all going on, but also like obviously you have all the little side tangents, which honestly are really fun. Like Wolf is becoming way more part of the family now, which I like. Like there's a whole episode where, first off, they again, like they made a vaccine out of Kipo's hair, the humans, or they made a cure, not a vaccine. They made a cure. Turns mutes, no matter how mutated they are, back into regular animals. And basically, yeah, like he turns animals, and Kipo then has to, what is it? With this cure, they actually use it on Kipo's mom, which brings her back to being human, which last season they did say, like, it would probably take longer, because, like, her mind is messed up, and, Hemophilin, I can't remember his name. Basically the water bear that he was gonna, Mohulligan, I think that was it, was gonna basically work with her to get through. I guess you could say it happened within those months afterward, but give her the injection. Song is back, Kipo's mom, and like she tries to prove herself, like, yeah, I want to spend time with my daughter and show that I'm, someone who can help, and eventually, like, it leads to some shenanigans, and it's like, oh, well, she doesn't, like, Kipo's like, I have to protect my mom. Eventually, this leading to Kipo getting stung by a dubstep bee, which then gives her dance fever, which will make her dance until she dies. This then leading to basically a dance-off with the Oak family, minus Scarlet Man, and by Oak family, I mean, I can't remember Kipo's dad's name. Kipo's dad, Song, Kipo, and Wolf, because Wolf is, like, really... Like, they really do play it up more that Wolf is her sister, and I love that. Like, I think one of my... I love the joke in that one where it's like, Song and Kipo like, alright, say our favorite cake in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Chocolate peanut butter with chocolate chunks! Or something like that, and it's like... And then the dad's like, alright, Wolf, you and I do our favorite cake now. 3, 2, 1. Vanilla! What cake? What is cake? I don't know what cake is. I've never had cake. I'm like... Oh, she never did have cake. I'm sure at some point she'd already had cake. Maybe she had cake at the very last scene. But yeah, that was a cute episode to set them up as a family. Scarlet Man, they slowly give him his redemption kind of arc, which really has a point where, like, basically, Scarlet Man, you have to say sorry to everyone and mean it. And Scarlet Man's like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to run away. And every time Kipo just turns Mega and just slams her paw down to stop him. Also, I love the character progression. Like, I feel like there's no backtracking on Kipo in this show, which is great. It's, okay, regular girl in the first season, slowly gaining mute powers, has no idea about it. Second season, trying to control the mute inside of her. Third season, she has full control of the mute inside of her. And I'm like, that's so cool. Though I did like the kind of Kurama kind of thing with Kipo in the last season, but I honestly hope they're going to continue this series with comics. Like, the series ends okay. The series ends well, but like maybe I don't know. Maybe like some comics between those 3 points, or maybe even comics. What happens after the series end, but before. But like Kipo is awesome. I like I like that, and also they play up more like this cool thing. Like it reminds me a lot of G Gundam. Like if you're a Mega Mute, you kind of have like your own like headspace where you can control obviously your mute self, and it's always like you're walking on water while there's smoke around you, and like depending on like Kipo, hers is pink. I think Song's is purple, and then a certain other mute later. I don't want to spoil too much, but a certain other mute later, she has like hers is like blue, and I also love the symbolism of like that they're stepping on water. Basically, they're walking on water, and if they lose themselves, they kind of sink deeper into that water, which I like. Also, like the other mute, like she goes at one point to the sunken place from Get Out, and I was like, huh, that is terrifying. But also the way that like it kind of ends for that character, I'm just like, I feel bad for the other person in her head. Like, what the hell? Also, Amelia's a dick. Like, Amelia kills her, I guess spoilers, Amelia kills her brother to stop mutes from like, oh my god, he might ruin my plan to be an asshole. Like, these mutes might actually be good people, but I have to be an asshole. So I'm gonna kill my brother because I'm an asshole. And like you don't see a body, but I think at that point it was just like, yeah, the Sinners like, we're not gonna let you show a dead body. I think at that point I'm just like, eh. But yeah, so that was how's that? Like, I've written down so many notes. Yum Yum. Oh yeah, Yum Yum landed on top of Zane, which was one of the humans. It was one of the humans from season 2 that was with Amelia, but now he's switched over because he spent some time in a cage first. But he eventually learned, like, yeah, these mutes are people. Mom. Let's see. Yum Yum falls from the sky and lands on him from like the treetops, which is a cool callback to season 1 too, because he meets the big butterfly again. But I'm like, that guy's dead. Let's see. Mulholland helping song seems to have disappeared. Oh yeah, that's what I just talked about. But I guess again, that's within those few months. What would scare the humans? Oh yeah, that was a good one. Like, what would scare the humans? Because they're trying to build a wall. That was the joke. And everyone's like saying things, and someone says diversity. I'm like, oh. I'm like, ow. Yeah, I've been on Twitter, which now I just want to stay away from Twitter, or at least certain posts that I know are gonna blow up for garbage. But on both sides, there is so much toxicity. And I'm just like, like literally at one point, because there's a new, what is it, Molly McGee, and someone's like, oh, we have to have her, what is it, gay, bi, trans, like, so everything else except cis. I'm like, it's not up to you, it's up to the creators. Like, the creators should have a choice in how their character is or who their character is. It shouldn't be based off the audience. And they're like, no. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, you're like, I don't know. For me, I get kind of angry when someone's like, oh, I watched The Owl House and She-Ra and this, just because they're gay characters, not because of the writing, not because of this, it's just because they're gay characters. I'm like, that's stupid. Like, I get representation, but I also don't. But also, I feel like that's kind of a dick move to the creators. Like, I only watch it for this. Screw every other show that has good writing. Like, there's probably a lot of people who are not going to watch Kipo simply because Kipo isn't gay. Even if Benson's in there, he's like, nah, Kipo's not their main character, she's not gay. Nah. Like, I'm like, that That to me, just like, you're all idiots. If that is your reason for not wanting to watch a show. In any case. Kipo gets stung with dance. Kipo and Wolf bonding as sisters, along with Song and Kipo's dad. The goats are basically Kipo's grandmas, which I like. Greta and Zane are idiots, yes. Snakes. Oh, there's a point where the humans attack with the cure. Also, I want to bring up one thing, but humans attack with the cure, and the snakes, like, again, these are like they're on crossbows, but the snakes are like, I know exactly what to do. I'm gonna wrap them up. I'm like, you're an idiot. Like, you completely wrap them up, including their crossbows. They just need to pull the trigger, and you're all like regular snakes. Like, I get, like, you probably don't know what the hell snakes can do, but I don't know, something else except wrap them up. I didn't... Oh, yeah. Oh, we saw the Flaming Phantom from Season 2 with the cowboy. As well as Benson and Dave met. And also, apparently Dave can die, but we have no idea how. Like, these are things where I'm like, I kind of want a comic book series that takes place, like, give it the Korra treatment. Like, give us a comic book series of what happens after the series. I want to know about that. I want to know. Or hell, give us a comic book series of what happened before the series, like Kipo, The Age of Man. And, like, show as it slowly, transforms into the mute thing. We kind of see a little bit with Benson, which, honestly, I gotta finish watching Adventure Time, but the little bits that I saw from, like, the past of, like, Adventure Time before the War of Fire, I think it was called, or something like that, like, there's obvious nuclear apocalypse. I gotta finish Adventure Time. I think it's on HBO Max, but probably watch that after this. But yeah, the world ends. Like a bit, like, it shows a little bit of what happens. Like, you even see, like, certain things like, oh, the frogs get their suits from this place while they're attacking. The skunks get their bikes. And, like, you kind of see, like, the basis of the different gangs, I guess, of animals. And I'm like, it's kind of cool. I like that. Dave just... Oh, yeah, Dave had Benson eat his dead skin at one point. And I love that bit. He's like, why did I think that was good? Why did I think that was going to be good? I'm like... That's right. Why did you think that? Like, because of the shows and stuff, at least for me. Who throws... there's another joke where basically at one point, after... First off, I'm going to give this show credit when animals get transformed by the cure. Get cured. Because that's what they call it. Cured. The humans do, at least. If they turn into regular animals... And Mulholland said that, like, if he gets hit with the cure and gets into, like, the rain, like, he could basically cure everyone. Like, demute all animals and all that stuff. And I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, well, first I'm like, oh, shit. And then I'm like, well, I'm just thinking, you just told me how this series is going to end. How it's going to end. Like... Even the monsters, even the animals who get transformed, Mulholland's gonna come back, get injected with the vaccine, and basically, rain down and cure everyone. No, that's surprisingly not how it ends. I don't even think they make the vaccine by the end of it. Like they completely undercut what you think is probably going to happen. Like, I don't know if that's really much of a spoiler. I guess, I don't know. But yeah, like certain things like that, I'm like, huh. Also, there is a giant kaiju fight by the end, and I'm like, I love this. Say what you want about Korra. I love a good giant kaiju fight. Korra as Spirit Korra fighting the giant spirit, or hell, what I love more than a kaiju fight is a giant mecha monster fighting a tiny powerful human. Or fighting a tiny powerful main character. Like playing Kingdom Hearts 3, playing in after you get the ultimate Keyblade and fighting, like, going, like, to the Toy Story world where they have the giant mechs. It's so badass. They have, like, 5 different mechs, giant mechs standing over you, ready to attack you, and you're just like, bring it on! Or, bring it on! like, I don't know, it's just cool to me. But yeah, also, yeah, there's a point where Kipo basically says, after, like, a big thing, and he was like, we have to make everyone like each other, or everyone has to get along, or we're all screwed. Like, war is just gonna keep happening. And Kipo goes, we have to have prom, which is preservation, something of humans and mutes. I can't remember what it was, but it's PAHRAM. And I love that because at one point someone says, who hosts a dance in the middle of a war? And I go, Kipo. And everyone else goes, Kipo. And I'm like, oh my god. I just love when I predict so. I'm like, yes. Also, the humans got kidnapped by ADHD squirrels at one point. ADHD squirrels. Oh, so I want to hug the Timbercats because they're awesome. Amelia. Oh, Amelia. I figured out the cure for cloning. Amelia's dad. But why haven't you Or no, it was Amelia. I figured out how to clone. Amelia's dad. But why didn't you cure the mutes? I'm like, what the hell, man? She's like 10. 15, probably. Amelia's brother immediately converts, which, hey, I probably would be like, man, they're monsters! And then be like, you're not monsters, you're actually good people? Shit. Let's see. May have just shot her brother. Fireworks. Oh, yeah, I guess there's a point where, like, fireworks and everything, I'm like, yeah, that's bad. And I'm like, and I was right. Oh! A good one, another thing, and I'll probably end it soon, but, like, Wolf's sister from, like, the flashbacks or whatever, she appears at one point. And I'm just like, huh. And again, like, I want to bring it, like, huh. And, like, there's a whole cool thing about that, and I guess, like, the twist with her a little bit, too. But Wolf's whole thing, I'm like, oh, that's actually pretty cool to see that. Like, Wolf says, I'm like, that's cool. That's epic. Who volunteers? Yeah, section for a hug. That tracks. Wolf, I never had cake. Oh, yeah. Mega Kipo is epic. Yes, she is. Benson steps on a bug. Oh, yeah. Benson steps on a bug, and Dave's like, oh, my God. To balance this out, we have to step on a small human. And Benson's like a baby? You want me to step on a baby? And he's like, yes, you have to step on a baby. He's like, what? No! And then he's like, nah, I'm joking. He starts stomping on bugs. I'm like, what the hell? Dave started stepping on bug. Family bonding with Wolf, Grandma Goats, Greta and Zane are idiots. Do nice faces, yeah, because they capture the humans to be like, look, they're not scary, and then the mutes are, you're like evil faces, and the Kipo's like, happy faces, and they're like, I'm like, Jesus Christ. Dave sicked kaiju beavers into the city. Yeah, Dave sicked a bunch of kaiju beavers on a human city and probably killed a bunch of people, both mutes and humans. There was also an army of Daves at one point. Did Dave kill all the fanatics? Possibly. There was a group that Benson was with before all this, which was made over a fan that Benson or Dave wanted and kept stealing from humans and vice versa. People on both sides are mad, if it makes sense. Oh yeah, the cats at one point, like, everyone leaves Humufa before coming back later, but everyone leaves Humufa. Or no, they actually don't come back to Humufa, but they go to the prom. But the cats leave, and then, like, everyone's like, we're with you, Kipo. We're with you. And then the cat goes, and Kipo's like, he goes, I live here. You get out. And then he's like, Kipo's face is just, I'm like, that's adorable. Also, Kipo, every time she turns from a Mega Mute, back small, 1, ow. 2, she always does, like, the superhero landing. I'm like, that's cool. Also, does that mean then that Kipo has, like, super resistance when falling off high things? Knocked out by Greta, fireworks, yeah, Oh, I never. The part where Greta at one point explains everything and like says like talks about wolves and like why do you wear that wolf pelt? Like if you're proud of being human, all this stuff. Like isn't that like kind of going against like your whole idea? And Wolf's like, yeah, you're actually kind of right. And Charlemagne's like, I never thought you could put that many thoughts together. It was Greta, the big dumb one. There was another bit where basically they're trying to look for clothing for prom. Charlemagne and Wolf, because Charlemagne's whole little arc is actually pretty cool. Charlemagne gets the little blanket that Kipo made him and makes it like an ascot. Wolf, they're looking around and they're talking about it and they're like, I forgot what it was. Oh, that Kipo's the best person, tried to save everyone. And like she tries to make friends wherever she goes. And Charlemagne goes, she would try to make friends with a broom. And I'm like, yeah. But that's also why I love her. That's why she's probably one of my favorite main characters. The girl would have reason to befriend a broom. Yeah, the girl would find a reason to befriend a broom. That was the quote. Also, like, obviously prom is where, like, Emilia puts in her big plan into action. But also, Emilia dresses up for it. Like, with, like, even, like, I'm sure, like, if this was, like, live action, the dress she would be wearing would be very revealing. Would be somewhat revealing on the top. Like, it, like, would be like those fishnet ones. I'm just like, why did you bring that to a war zone? Like, I get Kipo wanting to make friends. Why the hell did you dress like that? But yeah, that was just funny to me. Let's see here. Oh, I also liked Wolf's new weapon because obviously Stocky is gone, but now she has like, I don't know what, it's like a claw of like some insect. But it's a grappling hook, and like she uses it really well. And I'm like, I kind of honestly like this better than Stocky. Stocky was okay. I really didn't like the design of it, which I guess it wasn't supposed to look appealing. It was supposed to look like a weapon that Wolf made. But I like this one more because it's smaller and it adds more to Wolf because like it's like a grappling, so Wolf can like run along walls and like climb things. I'm like, it works better with her. I also want a game. I want a Kipo game for one. Where you can go Mega Mute and back. Like, we have Breath of the Wild and all that stuff. Like, I want a populated kind of thing, but you can turn into a Mega Mute and be a kaiju at one point, and then shrink back down to a small size. Like, hold on, like... I got this a while ago, and I want to stream it at some point. It's called, This Is Not the Story of Some Hero, This Is Your Story. I think that's what it's called. Maybe that's just the tagline. Can't remember what exactly it's called. This is it. Basically, it's a game where you don't play as the kaijus, you play as the humans while there's a kaiju battle happening. And your whole idea is escape before you die. At least I'm assuming that's, if I remember correctly, that's what it was about. But like, I kind of want something kind of like that. I want to be where you can become a mute, run, fight, and turn back to small when you need to, and like go through buildings. I don't know, it's just cool. I love the post-apocalyptic setting. I love Kipo and all this stuff. I love... My biggest thing that I love about this was at one point Charlemagne does a sacrifice. And he just straight says, because he's saving Kipo, get away from my sister. And I'm like, I love that. And also, like, that then also technically means that at one point where that basically Charlemagne and Wolf are step brother and sister. And I love that. Like, this show is good. I love this show. This is my favorite animated series. The art style is good. The music is awesome. The story is good. At some point, like, I kind of just want to start from the beginning and just watch it completely through again. But the show is awesome. I love this. Go watch it. Thank you so much for watching. If your videos are done, links are on my Facebook around there. So share my videos. And we will see you later.